Make life yummy with food for your mind and tummy. Lady Yum Yum.
Hi, welcome to the Lady Yum Yum Show. Today I'm kicking back with a beer and I'm sending you over to Selma's tap room to learn more about beer. Enjoy!
Hey guys, my name's Kaelin. We're over here at the tap room at Selma's in Southern California. I'm going to tell you a little about beer today. We're going to start with the flight of beers. It'll be the easiest way to step out of the box, try some things you haven't had before. We're going to start here with the Honey Blonde, one of the lighter ales on the flight. Blondes here are going to be the lighter one of the ales. Not very complex. This one here is a Honey Blonde, as I said before. It's super easy, super mellow to drink. Something we call them a session beer. You can have more than one of them. Very good on a hot summer day or just if you're going to go out with your friends and have a few ales. All right, guys, we've got an IPA here. When drinking a flight, you want to go something lighter to darker, ease your palate into these heavier beers. IPA comes from the name India Pale Ale. Back in the early 1700s, beer was coming from Europe into India during the war, and it was going bad. So the brewers back then knew that hops was a good preservative, so they would load them up, heavy hops, heavy alcohol content, and get it over there. IPAs are typically going to be a little more bitter, have a higher what we call an International Bittering Unit, IBU. It's a scale from 1 to 100. Some go a little above, but it's a measure of the acids, taste of the beer. Gives it the bitter floral flavor that you get from IPAs. This is one of my favorites. All right, guys, now we're going to do a little contrast between two of the middle range dark beers here. As you can see, these beers have two very different colors. This is the amber, and this is the brown. Both of the colors come from darker malts than, as you can see, the lighter beers here. Similar to the Honey Blonde, this amber here is a session ale. You can have it in a nice hot summer day, have a few of them with your buddies. We'll talk about the brown here. Browns typically have a darker malt than also the lighter beers that we were talking about. These ones tend to have more of a nutty flavor and a higher alcohol content. You don't want to have too many of these, you get real full. Good to pair with desserts or anything light since it's got a heavier flavor. All right, guys, here I've got an Imperial Russian Stout by Stone Brewery down in San Diego. Stouts are going to be the heavier of the ales, dark and usually higher in alcohol content. This one here is an Imperial Russian Stout, meaning it's been second fermented, giving it a higher alcohol content. I've got about 10% on this. We serve these typically in a tulip. The name tulip comes from the shape of the glass. As you can see, it's got that flower look here. Tulips are typically used for higher alcohol content beers, Imperials, doubles, Belgians. Something with anything over 8% is what we like to do. Tulip glassware is good for anything that has a heavy aroma. As you can see by the shape of the glass, the aroma will spill off into your nose and give you a full effect of the beer that you're drinking. Now I'm going to talk a little about an unfiltered beer. This here is a Hefeweizen, commonly called a Hef. Hefs typically have a citrusy light flavor as well, also very good for summer drinking. As you can see, the Hefeweizen is unfiltered, as I mentioned earlier. The cloudy color comes from the yeast that's actually left over due to the fact that it's unfiltered. This is definitely one of my favorites in the summer. Now I'm going to show you how to pour a proper Guinness. Now I'm going to fill this up just about 60%. The shape of the glass will actually give us a thicker head when leaving it sit for a little while. What we're doing here is waiting for the head to condense. Guinness calls this the perfect pint. Some bars get certified in it, and we actually are one of them. Now we're ready to pour it the rest of the way. I like to add a custom look to it, so I'm going to let it sit here for a minute. All right, now I'm going to add my personal touch, the Shamrock. You're only going to get this here, so come on down to Selma's RSM if you want to see it. Hope you guys had fun here at Selma's RSM. Lady Yum Yum, thanks for having me on the show. Have a pint for me. Cheers.
Thanks to everybody at Selma's tap room. I hope you enjoyed that. I know I enjoyed relaxing. See you next time.